Within the next 2 hours, South Bend Police will hold their monthly community crime stats meeting. And for most of this year, those crime stats have improved. There had been a dramatic drop in gun violence throughout 2023, but then December began. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Melissa Stevens.
And I'm Terry McFadden. December has been tough on South Bend. This month, we are seeing a dramatic increase in what police describe as criminally assaulted shootings. George Mallet has been looking into the numbers ahead of tonight's crime stat meeting and joins us in the studio with more. George?
Before I start talking about crime statistics, I need to make one thing very clear. When somebody gets shot and killed, nobody in their family wants to talk about a statistically significant drop in gun violence. Any incidence of gun violence has the ability to rock our entire community. But now, let's talk briefly about crime stats. Let's be clear about one thing. Gun violence in South Bend has dropped significantly this year. In 2023, there have been 78 criminally assaulted shootings. Last year at this time, that number was a whopping 120 such shootings. This month, though, a spike. 5 criminally assaulted shootings compared to 3 at this time last December. In a conversation with Tricia Sloma on 16 Morning News Now today, Mayor James Mueller used a word South Bend police rarely use: gangs.
But then there's the group that's, groups or gangs or just people who are involved in violence and driving most of the violence. And that's really where our focus is, because that's where we can have the most impact.
The fact the mayor attributed South Bend's spike in gun violence to gangs got our attention. South Bend police rarely use general terms like gang violence, preferring to talk about the specifics of a particular shooting. That said, I reached out to police today to get reaction to what the mayor said this morning and was told nobody'd be available to talk ahead of tonight's crime stat meeting. The mayor this morning touted South Bend's violence intervention group that attempts to get offenders off the path of violence. He also spoke of South Bend police efforts to hold violent offenders accountable. The mayor, though, is clearly frustrated by how the wheels of justice handle repeat offenders.
We know who did it. We have overwhelming evidence. There's someone who's a repeat offender, and oftentimes, they can get back out on the street on bail, even though they're driving all this violence.
Well, that last comment by Mayor Mueller screams for comment from the St. Joseph County Prosecutor's Office. I reached out to them late this morning, and despite their attempts to find somebody, nobody was made available to talk about the mayor's concerns. If the city's crime statistics and the mayor's terminology interest you, the police department's monthly crime statistics meetings kick off at the police department's auditorium tonight, promptly at 6:30.
George, thank you, and our team will have more on the meeting later tonight.